Wow, I really can't believe it. It's already been 2 years. 2 years since I opened YouTube and decided to press the create channel button, starting what could only be described as a pillar of the British hand-dryer community. And look at just how far we've came since then, in terms of video quality, channel popularity and the variety of places featured. Let's have a look at many of the things that have changed in the last 2 years. First, let's look at timelines for different changes on my channel, starting right back in August 2022. This section of the video will be split up into 4 subsections, which are profile picture, thumbnail design, filming style and titles and descriptions. The first subsection is profile pictures. My first ever profile picture was only in use between the 23rd and 24th of August 2022, and wasn't the one that most of my OG viewers remember. It was instead a photo of a Mitsubishi i01 that I found on Google, with very basic text over it saying something along the lines of videos starting next week. I ended up starting videos the next day though, as I was more eager than I initially anticipated. The image you're seeing is just a recreation, as the original one is not saved anywhere. My next profile picture is the one that I'm sure is remembered as being my first one, which was in use from the 24th of August 2022 right through to the end of 2022. This wasn't really a proper profile picture, as it was just a forced still of one of the Mitsubishi i01s with not cuts knowledge. My next profile picture was for a day or two right at the start of 2023. Before my gradient photo came along in its current form with the previous colours, it had text reading UKHD on it, between the gradient and the dryer. The next profile picture was used from the first week of January 2023 right through to the second week of September 2023. This photo was similar to the previous one, however the white UKHD text was gone, making it appear much cleaner. Finally, for profile pictures, we have my current one, which has been used from the second week of September 2023 all the way to present. This one's identical to the last one, however I changed the shades of the colours as a result of the new one's winning a poll. Pink was changed for purple and the light blue was changed for a darker one. This completes the profile picture subsection, so now we move on to thumbnail design. From my first few videos, from the 24th of August 2022 to the 26th of August, there was no thumbnail text. However, from the 28th of August onwards to the end of 2022, I began to implement thumbnail text. The text was a basic font from Adobe Express, often using coloured text that were colours that related to the colour. Let's try talking again, shall I? The text was a basic font from Adobe Express, often using coloured text that related to the colours in the thumbnail. Apparently I was stupid enough to consistently put grey text on top of chrome dryers and dark text on dark walls though, because apparently I had no idea how colours work. For the first video of 2023, which was on the 1st of January, I tried a font that was supposed to look futuristic, but ended up looking absolutely horrible. The same font was also used for the titles in my top 5 best and worst of 2022 videos. After this first video of 2023, I switched to my current font and added a subtitle in addition to the main title. Between the 3rd and 11th of January 2023, I used a lighter version of the current font. From the 13th of January right through to the 20th of November 2023, I used the same font in the videos, with one solid colour relating to either the dryer or sometimes the colours in the thumbnail. Shortly after I switched this design, I started to make still photos of the dryer's offset to ensure both the text and dryer were fully visible, which was arguably a pretty genius decision. I was the first person to do this, however quite a few others have now followed. And finally, on the 22nd of November 2023, I moved to gradient thumbnail text. The font and layout remained the same as before, but gradients are now used instead of solid colours. The gradients usually relate to either the dryer, the colours in the thumbnail, or sometimes the brand colours of the place that the video is featured in. Next to filming styles, I originally started off on the 24th of August 2022 with my Samsung Galaxy A10. The videos produced by this phone were very poor, however they did help me get this channel off the ground. I never properly showed the toilet room as well, only the sink and the dryer. On the 27th of September 2022, I got my iPhone 13, which is the phone I'm still using to this day. The videos it creates are far higher quality, however I still failed to show the room that the dryer was in. In February 2022, In February 2023, I tried to switch filming as a solution for toilets where a standard video would be impossible. Involved me filling one of my pockets with toilet paper, allowing my phone's camera to barely stick out whilst recording. This did kinda work, although the audio was generally poor and the shots of the dryer were always poor, so I ultimately just abandoned it. Some other users have started and continued using the concept though, so whilst it didn't work for me, it's nice to know that it does for others. Come April 2023, I finally started to properly show the room that the video is being filmed in. I'm not sure why I didn't do this from the start, as it gives you a much better feel for the environment the dryer is in. Now this isn't quite the end of filming styles, as my current standard video style has been adjusted, as I now talk in them. I personally might find my own videos more interesting now their voiceover, and I hope the majority of you will enjoy them too. However, I know there are some people that won't like them as much. Sadly, I can't please everyone though. This new style will hopefully be rolled out by the end of the year, or failing that, Q1 2025. Now for the final subsection, which is title and description layouts. Back in 2022, I had confusing title layouts which put an apostrophe before every S and had descriptions that were sometimes typed in a nonsensical way. Explain to me how a description starting with the word node makes any sense. On the 11th of May 2023, I changed the title layout to a much more readable one, which was slightly modified just over a month later on the 17th of June. The layout of the dryer information descriptions could also be as confusing as the descriptions themselves. However, this was also changed on the 17th of June 2023 to a much more understandable layout. Both the title and description layouts remain the same to this day, and I have no plans of changing them in the future. That's the timeline of this channel then, so now let's look at my personal views on the channel and what started it. It all started off at KFC Beccles, which I visited shortly after it opened in May 2022. Despite being an awful KFC experience, with a long wait and blocked toilets, the Velo Pebbles really stood out to me as being unique dryers, as they looked stunning and made the coolest sounds I'd ever heard from a hand dryer. This wasn't actually my first Pebble encounter though, as I'd used some at Lakeside Shopping Centre the year before, although I didn't really think anything more than, ooh, that's a bit different. After I got home from this KFC visit, I went on YouTube and searched for new KFC hand dryer, and eventually stumbled across a video of the one at KFC Retford, although I believe the user who had made this has since left the community and removed all his videos. I watched this many times as I couldn't get over how unusual and different it sounded for a hand dryer. I also started typing in things like McDonald's hand dryer and Tesco hand dryer, and I eventually found that some people film hand dryers basically wherever they go. For the next couple of months, I continued to watch hand dryer videos, and also paid more attention as to which hand dryers I saw where, as previously I didn't take any notice. Come August 2023, I eventually started the channel, and filmed some hand dryers the next day. I started by only filming in places that I actually needed to use the toilet and had time, then I moved on to filming more places without overdoing it, and eventually filming as many places as I possibly can. Obviously over time, I've continued to cover more locations, film better videos, and grow my channel to the point where we are today. This journey has unfortunately came with plenty of low points though. There have been multiple extended periods of time where I've not had the motivation to post anything at all. And there's also plenty of days where I just don't have the motivation to put out videos. I also nearly ended this channel when I was going through lots of mental health struggles earlier this year, which I'm glad I didn't. Let's move on to the things I've achieved since I started this YouTube channel. Throughout these 2 years, I've passed quite a few milestones. I currently have over 700 subscribers, over 850 total channel views, over 460 public videos. My most popular video has over 13,000 views. UK Hand Dryers is also one of, if not the fastest growing hand dryer YouTube channel in the UK. Video wise, I've achieved high quality and consistency standards, with videos from over a year ago still being perfectly watchable and enjoyable today. My modern special videos are also produced to a pretty high standard, however they unfortunately take lots of time to make, thanks to this. I've also set the standard for high quality dryer videos, highlighting important things like ensuring the original dryer manufacturer is listed in the video. NCHLT was inspired to make a video about distributed bias back in 2022, so I pointed out a standard video in a standard video that the ACT Cheetah is the exact same as the Handy Dryers Kangarillo and Stream Hygiene Windsor. Let's now take a look at the things I predict I'll achieve next year. First of all, pretty safe to say that I'm going to cross 1,000 subscribers and 1 million total channel views, as well as the requirements for Tier 2 monetization, which are all pretty big achievements for a channel that specialises in something as niche as hand drives. I also want to further increase special video quantity, quality, frequency and variety. This is something I fell very behind on this year, predominantly thanks to my struggles with the first half of 2024. Next I will talk about the things that have happened to the community within my last year in the community. Unfortunately, other than a couple of new sensible members joining, it's just been nothing but drama. There has been some straight up stupid people that have joined, with one of which quote unquote containing a radar key, and then another that dislikes the accelerator because it's quote unquote too common, among other stupid things, as well as some drama starters that just seem to want arguments instead of peaceful hand drive content. There's also been a lot of copying. There's been a user of a very large channel continually copying a smaller one in a very poor way, before then proceeding to ask the smaller creator to quote unquote help him come up with original content ideas. Now I'm no English expert, but doesn't asking someone to help you come up with original ideas in this context make them not original anymore? On the subject of copying, there has been another user that continually copies thumbnails, title layouts, description layouts and jokes from my channel. He even has the audacity to claim that he's not copying. Just have a look at these screenshots, they speak for themselves.
It's robust, it's small and it's very reliable. Do beware, there are cheap copies out there. They're not the same machine and they don't do the same job.
There's also been another user that kept making alternate accounts to leave spam comments on everyone's channels whilst being very aware of them publicly and accidentally leaking one. However, he has matured now and is a respectful member of the hand drive community. There's one more user who would quick and punch hand drives that he didn't like back in 2022, although he has also matured and became a respectful member of the hand drive community. I've not named these people for obvious reasons, but you can probably work out who some of the users are. If they decide to make comments in live chat or the comment section that very obviously expose them, that is not my problem. I'm not trying to cause any drama with this breakdown of events, I'm just listing them in an unbiased and truthful way, as it's something that's necessary for a video like this. I like to try and prevent drama on my channel as much as possible by hiding the users that cause problems from the comment section. However, I obviously have no control over which users are hidden from other enthusiast channels. Finally, we look at my predictions for what I think will happen in the next year. I like to hope that some of the current drama starters and morons will move on from the hand drive community. However, I unfortunately find that somewhat unlikely. On the other hand, I do predict that there will be a few sensible users who will join the hand drive community, as since the hand drive community is becoming more known, it's likely that more people will become interested in hand drives. I'd honestly suggest that all enthusiasts hide the morons and drama starters from commenting on their channel, as it would be a large step towards eliminating community toxicity. Ultimately, I'd like to thank everyone for their continued support of my YouTube channel. If it wasn't for the people that watch my videos and started filming hand drives before me, there would be no UK hand drives. Hopefully, my next year in the hand drive community will be a much happier and peaceful one. Goodbye everyone.